Okay, in this video, I'm going to look at using the statistical calculator, a Texas Instruments statistical calculator, to compute the chi-square test, in this case for a chi-square test of independence. Just a little bit of the problem setup. We have gender and preferred soft drink. HO is that there's not a relationship between these two categorical variables. HO is that there is a relationship between the two categorical variables, gender and soft drink preference. We're going to reject HO if the chi-square test is greater than 7.82. It's 3 degrees of freedom because you get the number of rows minus 1. Well, there's 2 rows in the data. 2 minus 1, that's 1, times the number of columns minus 1. That's 4 columns minus 1 is 3. So 1 times 3 is 3. 3 degrees of freedom. And we'll just go to a chi-square table and go down to 3 degrees of freedom. And if we have alpha of 05, it'll be 7.82. Okay, so mainly we want to do is get in this video anyway, how to proceed with the calculator. So we're going to use this matrix function, which is right above x inverse. I'm going to do second here to get matrix. I'm going to arrow over to edit, and then I'm going to hit enter. And so I have a matrix here, and the one that I have has 2 rows, so that's right, so 2. But I have 4 columns. Now this is just the data itself, 2 rows and 4 columns of data. Don't include the marginal totals or totals out here for each row and column. So you'll hit enter. And so now we just enter the numbers into this matrix just as they are in the data set, 60, 20, 10, 10, 20, 40, 30, and 10. And so all I've done so far is, again, second matrix. I'll do this again just so you see it. Second matrix, edit, enter. I told it was a 2 by 4, 2 rows by 4 columns, and then enter the numbers. So now to do the chi-square test, you have to go to the stat. Put your data in the matrix, then go to stat, go to tests, and I'm going to arrow up to chi-square test. Don't use the chi-square goodness of test for what I'm doing now. That's another, chi-square actually has a family of tests, and that's just another one that we can do. So we're just going to do the chi-square test. That's the one that works for the test of independence. And just click enter. And it says here, observed A. That means that I have the observed values in a matrix that's called A. Well, we're never going to change this. When we put our numbers in the matrix, we put the observed values in A. So you never change that. We won't put in the expected values, so you never have to change this. What you'll find in a minute is after we run this test, we can read the expected values from the B matrix. But we don't need to do that now. Just hit calculate. And you'll see that the chi-square test is 36.67. You'll see that you have a really small p-value, e to the minus 8. So that's 7 zeros before you get to the 5, 4, 1 stuff. And of course, there's your degrees of freedom. And I'll go ahead and just show you that when I work this out by hand, and you can see this on the handout if you're on my website, that we did get 36.67 there as well when we did all of our calculations. Okay, so the other thing I was going to show you, and you can see down on the sheet that I have here, I have calculated by hand the expected frequency counts for each particular cell. For example, the one I have shaded here, I would take the row total, which is 100, times the column total, which is 40, divided by the overall total, which is 200, and that gives me 20 as an expected value. Now, you might also note, in this case, this only happens if you have a 50-50 split. I have 50% females and males, that all of these overall totals it's going to be an even split. If there's no relationship, we would expect an even split in each set of cells there. So if males and females are equally likely to prefer cola, then of the 80 people that prefer cola, 40 would be males and 40 females. But anyway, you can read that and look at my other videos. What I want to show you now is how to get those expected values off of your calculator. So we did already, second matrix, and we went over and edited, and we looked at A, and we put in those numbers. You may notice now, before, the B matrix was not a 2 by 4. When we ran the chi-square test, we said put the expected values in matrix B. So now after we've run the test, we can go and just arrow down once we're on that edit and hit enter. And you can see that we had the 40-40, 30-30, 20-20. And if you arrow over down here, you will see that we have another column there of 10 and 10. And that'll be it for this video.